Welcome to Unit 10. This unit is all about greatness. Great inventions, great video games, great sports teams. You'll learn about the best-selling video game ever and look at some inventions that changed the world. You'll also practice using passives in all tenses. My favourite game is Scrabble. Scrabble was invented in the 1930s. It is produced in 29 different languages. Over 150 million sets have been sold worldwide. Vocabulary and speaking focuses on words that go together. We'll look at noun plus noun combinations. For example, toothbrush. Verb plus noun combinations. For example, play cards. And adverb plus adjective combinations. For example, well known. Do you like football? Who's your favourite team? In reading and speaking, you'll learn about one of the most popular football clubs in the world, Manchester United. You can also watch a video about the life-changing power of football and a special kind of World Cup. What do you think is the most common habit around the world? Pencil biting? Chewing gum? Knuckle cracking? Find out in listening and speaking. In everyday English, you'll look at phone numbers and expressions to use when on the phone. You'll role-play a phone call and practice the new expressions. Do you need more skills practice? Go online to improve your reading, listening, speaking, or writing. Have fun. See you soon.
(10.1) Tetris, the best-selling video game ever. Over 35 years old, and it is still played all over the world.
It is said that it's difficult to find a video game player who has never heard of Tetris. Over 495 million have been sold worldwide, and it's still selling.
The game has a long and unusual history.
It was created in Russia in 1984 by Alexei Pajitnov, an artificial intelligence researcher at the Russian Academy of Science in Moscow. Pajitnov invented games as a hobby, and many of them were enjoyed by his colleagues at the Academy, Tetris most of all. The game became so popular it spread from Moscow to Budapest, and in 1989 it was discovered by a British software publisher and then exported to the US. Tetris is the biggest-selling video game by far. Minecraft is the only other video game to have sold over 100 million units.
Why has it remained so popular for so many years?
There are a great many classic video games, so what is it about Tetris that has made it so universally popular? It is an easy puzzle game to play. It's made up of coloured squares, simple enough to be played by everyone, young and old, but it is mastered by only a few. It can be played on any computer. You don't need the latest model, and people in every country can play. Its simplicity means you can play as you go, anywhere, anytime. You don't have to sit and play for long periods of time. In 1989, the Nintendo Game Boy was launched in Japan, and Tetris was the perfect game for this, the first handheld computer. As of course it is today with the smartphone. It is played by generations of people on tablets, laptops, smartphones and game consoles. There is little doubt that years from now it will be downloaded by our children and grandchildren, the latest and new version of the most important video game in history.
(10.2) Inventions that changed the world. 1.
Paper was invented by a Chinese government official called Cai Lun in 105 AD. The first paper was made from a mixture of plants and cloth. Since the 18th century, paper has been made of wood because it is much stronger than cloth.
2.
The printing press was invented in 1440 by a German printer called Johannes Gutenberg. Today, everything is done by computer, and more words are printed every second than were printed every year in the 15th and 16th centuries.
3.
Alexander Graham Bell invented the telephone in 1876. Bell was born in Scotland, but he moved to America and became a scientist and teacher of the deaf. He worked with his assistant, Thomas Watson, and the first sentence he ever sent was, "Watson, come here. I want you."
4.
Guglielmo Marconi was an Italian physicist. He invented the radio in 1895. In 1909, he was awarded the Nobel Prize for Physics. The company he founded, the Marconi Company Limited, was bought by the Swedish firm Ericsson in 2006.
5.
Television was invented by a Scottish engineer, John Logie Baird, in 1924. The first BBC television broadcasts in 1929 were made with Baird's system. In 2006, Logie Baird was named one of the 10 greatest Scottish scientists in history.
6.
The first ballpoint pen was invented by the Hungarian journalist Laszlo Biro in 1938. Many other ballpoint pens have been designed over the years, but in the UK, they are still called Biros.
7.
The Apple PC was invented by two American computer engineers, Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak, in 1976. The name Apple was chosen because it was Jobs' favourite fruit. Apple computers have always been highly praised for being both user-friendly and beautifully designed.
10.3 Statistics worldwide. 1.
60% of video games are bought by men and 40% by women.
2.
Nearly 75 trillion emails are sent every year.
3.
Over 40,000 questions are answered by Google every second.
4.
eBay was invented in 1995.
5.
Facebook has been translated into 76 languages since it began.
6.
The first Twitter message was sent in 2006.
7.
Airbnb was founded in San Francisco in 2008.
8.
Amazon.com was founded in 1994.
10.4 Questions and answers. 1.
How many video games are bought by men and women?
60% are bought by men, 40% by women. And did you know the average age of a video game player is 38?
2.
How many emails are sent every year?
Nearly 75 trillion. The average office worker receives 121 emails a day.
3.
How many questions are answered by Google every second?
Over 40,000 a second. About 15% of these have not been asked before.
4,
When was eBay invented?
In 1995, Pierre Omidyar was 28 when he invented it. He was a billionaire by the time he was 31.
5,
How many languages has Facebook been translated into?
76. There are now over 2 billion Facebook users. Of these, 83 million are fake profiles.
6,
When was the first Twitter message sent?
In 2006 by Jack Dorsey. Now 500 million tweets are sent every day by 328 million users.
7,
Where and when was Airbnb invented?
In San Francisco in 2008. It is now used by 150 million people in 191 countries.
8,
When was Amazon.com founded?
In 1994, Jeff Bezos started it from his garage. It is now the world's greatest online shopping company, with over 300 million customers.
.5 Words that go together.
Video game. Text message. Facebook. Laptop.
10.6 Noun plus noun.
Business call. Business card. Business deal.
Football team. Football ground. Football game.
Phone number. Phone call.
Computer program. Computer game. Computer virus.
.7 Adverb plus past participle. 1,
She has a wonderful job. She's very well paid.
2,
I didn't enjoy that novel. It was really badly written.
3,
You don't need to spend a lot of money on clothes to look well dressed.
4,
Our office is really well equipped. We have all the latest machines.
5,
I hope they don't bring their dogs. They're so badly behaved.
6,
Can I have my steak very well done, please? I don't like it rare.
7,
Surely you've heard of Ed Sheeran. He's a really well-known singer.
10.8 Talking about you. 1,
Do you ever play computer games?
No, but my nephew does all the time.
2,
Do you send a lot of text messages?
Of course I do. Doesn't everybody? I text all the time.
3,
Do you take a lot of photos?
I do. I have hundreds on my phone. Too many, really. I put them on Facebook sometimes.
4,
Who does the most housework in your home?
Not me, or my dad. My mum always says, "Oh, I'll do it. You're too slow."
5,
How do you like your steak?
Medium rare. I don't like it well done.
6,
Is your school well equipped?
It's okay. We have a lot of technical equipment. Trouble is, it sometimes breaks down. The teacher can't fix it. But there's a tech genius in our class who usually can.
7,
What do you think is the most important discovery ever made?
A difficult one. There are so many. The discovery of DNA is pretty important, I think.
Football, or soccer, is one of the most popular sports in the world. It's played by millions of young people around the world every day. At the professional level, it's an international game. Talented young players often leave their home countries to train at the youth academies of famous football clubs around the world. Neymar is one of the world's best footballers. He's Brazilian, but he left his country in 2013 to play at FC Barcelona in Spain. A few years later, he moved to the French club Paris Saint-Germain. His new football club paid a transfer fee of €222 million. For a few lucky players like Neymar, playing football has not only been a lifelong passion, but it has also made them rich and famous. But even if it doesn't make you a star, football can make a dramatic difference to people's lives. Once a year, over 70 teams from around the world meet to play in a very unusual football tournament, the Homeless World Cup.
The week of football here, the Homeless World Cup, and it is going to be a sensational climax. The referee today is Harry Wheelan.
Teams of homeless people are brought together to play football for their country. Mel Young is the co-founder and president of the Homeless World Cup. Mel started his career in journalism. He became involved in projects helping the homeless in 1993. Today, he works at the global organisation's offices at a football stadium in Scotland. He explains why the tournament was started.
The idea of the Homeless World Cup came in a conference that we were having in 2001 in Cape Town. I was talking with a colleague of mine, Harold Schmidt from Austria, about how we could include more homeless people.
Mel and Harold thought of things that brought people together across the world.
We use football because it's very, very simple. Everybody understands it. It's an international language, first of all, so you can involve anybody. Male, female, big, small, really good player, really useless player, doesn't matter. It's a great way of including people.
At the Homeless World Cup, matches aren't played in a stadium. The teams play a kind of football called street soccer.
Street soccer is just a simple form of football, which is usually played in the street. Football is just this wonderful game you can play anywhere. You can play it on an 11-a-side standard football pitch, but you can also play 2-a-side or 20-a-side, or you can play it indoors or outdoors, and you can mix teams of really good people and not very good people. So street soccer is like that. It's just a space in the street.
A long ball forward into the corner, picked up again by Mexico.
Matches are played on a small court. There are 8 players in each team, but only 4 play at the same time. The games only last for 14 minutes. In the World Cup tournament, the teams play about 3 games a day. Organising an international football tournament with teams of homeless people isn't simple. There's a lot of work to be done. Money needs to be raised. Passports and tickets need to be provided for all the players. It's a challenge for Mel's team in Scotland and their partners working around the world. But the hard work is worth it. The tournament has grown every year, and now there are around 50,000 homeless people training for a place in their national team. The organisation has many famous supporters, and the matches are sometimes shown on TV. For Mel and his team, the most important thing about the Homeless World Cup is that over 70% of the homeless players change their lives for the better because of the tournament.
You're watching the Homeless World Cup final.
Mel believes that the project is so successful because it helps the homeless become part of a team. They are supported and encouraged by the project, and this helps them to improve their own lives.
I mean, I think my view is that homelessness is you're on your own. Football is this great way in which you can be included. So we get people from that position say, do you want to play football? And then the training sessions build, so you create a kind of, if you like, a family, which is the team.
And the results for people like David Duke can be amazing.
I took part in the Homeless World Cup, which was held in Gothenburg in 2004.
David became homeless as a teenager in Glasgow in Scotland. But the Homeless World Cup helped him change his life.
I went back into further education once I came back from the Homeless World Cup.
David completed his college course and got a full-time job. And he continued to work with the Homeless World Cup.
My participation in the Homeless World Cup has led to me being a player, an assistant coach, a coach, manager, project manager, and I'm now a global ambassador for Homeless World Cup.
Today, David runs Street Soccer, an organisation helping other homeless people in Scotland get involved with football. David is a wonderful example of the success of a project that believes a ball can change the world.
.9 The world's #1 habit, chewing gum. Part 1.
This week on Worldly Wise, we look at the world's most common habit, chewing gum. Yes, chewing gum. Every year, 374 trillion sticks of chewing gum are made, and we chew 100,000 tons of it. So why do we do it? And how many of us know what it's made of?
Excuse me, I see you are chewing gum.
Yeah.
And do you have any idea what it's made of?
Made of? Nah,
I've never thought about it.
What about you? Do you know?
No idea. Rubber, maybe?
And, do you know who invented it?
The Americans?
Yeah, the Americans. I bet it was invented in the US.
And finally, tell me, why do you chew it?
Why?
I don't know. It's cool. It's cool to chew gum.
It's something to do.
Cool or not, chewing gum isn't made of rubber, and it wasn't invented by the Americans. It was invented by the Swedes. The Swedes, I hear you say? But listen to Lillian Wood, a chewing gum expert. Lillian, welcome.
Thank you. Well, the history of chewing gum goes back thousands of years. In Sweden, in 1993, a skeleton of a teenage boy was found. This boy was 9,000 years old, and in his mouth was some gum. It was made of tree sap and honey, and this is the first known chewing gum.
That's amazing. Perhaps we've always needed to chew things. After all, babies are born wanting to chew. They put everything into their mouths. So, Lillian, why do we chew gum?
We chew to clean our teeth and freshen our breath, but also just because we like chewing. It keeps us calm.
Yeah, keep calm and chew gum.
Yes, the ancient Greeks chewed a gum called mastica. It's a type of tree sap. The Greeks thought it was good for the health and it made the breath sweet-smelling. We also know that in the 1st century AD, the Mayan Indians in South America enjoyed chewing gum. They chewed a tree sap called chicle. They wrapped it in leaves and put it in their mouths.
The first packet of chewing gum.
Yes, indeed. The first packet of gum.
(10.10) Part 2. The history of modern chewing gum.
So, what's the history of modern chewing gum? Well, in 1871, Thomas Adams, an American inventor, introduced chewing gum from Mexico to the US, and it became popular very quickly with American kids.
Yes, but it was in 1892 when a very clever young man called William Wrigley decided chewing gum was the thing of the future. He was a business genius. He was the first to use advertising to help sell his products.
Really? What did he do?
He hired hundreds of pretty young girls. He called them the Wrigley Girls, and they walked up and down the streets of New York and Chicago, handing out free chewing gum. Millions of pieces were given away.
Very clever. Very modern.
Yes, he also had huge electric billboards made. One billboard was a mile long and ran along the side of a train track. So, of course, Wrigley's gum soon became very popular all over the US.
But how did the rest of the world get to love chewing gum?
Well, during the Second World War, American soldiers were given Wrigley's gum to help them stay calm. In fact, in 1944, all chewing gum production went to the US Army, and they took it overseas and gave it to children. Soon they were followed everywhere with the cry, "Got any gum, chum?" So, of course, it spread worldwide.
Yes, I believe it's even taken into space by the astronauts. So, Lillian, what is it made of?
Well, the strangest thing about gum today is that nobody knows exactly what it's made of. The recipe is secret.
Ah, thank you, Lillian. That's all fascinating. But there's a problem with gum. It's a favourite habit, but when the flavour has gone and we finish chewing, what do? We throw it away. Chewing gum litter covers the streets of all our towns. Did you know that the cost of cleaning it from the streets of London is more than £10 million a year? Now, that's a fact worth chewing on.
10.11. Phone numbers.
07700 900 333.
0049 021 374 74.
0115 496 0499.
0800 142 2466.
$10.12. 1. Patrick and John.
Hi, John. It's Pat.
Hi, Pat. Where are you?
I'm at the station on my way home from work.
I thought I could hear a lot of noise in the background.
I'll be quick because my train's due. I just wanted to ask you...
Sorry, you're breaking up. I couldn't hear that.
I know, it's not a good signal. But listen, I'm calling because I can't make it on Thursday.
What's that?
I said I can't make Thursday.
You can't make Thursday?
Yeah. Are you free on Friday instead?
Friday? I'm not sure. Can I get back to you?
Sure, that's fine. Oh, there's my train. Speak later.
Yeah, speak to you later then. Bye.
2. John and Emma.
Hello?
Hello, Emma. It's John. I'm trying to get hold of Patrick.
I'm afraid he's not in. Have you tried his mobile?
Yeah, I tried that first, but he's not answering.
It's probably switched off. He's at the cinema with Richard.
Oh, okay. Can you give him a message then?
Of course.
Just tell him Friday's fine.
OK, I'll tell him as soon as he's back.
Thanks, Emma. Anyway, how are you? Why aren't you at the cinema?
Oh, I was tired and I had to finish some work.
Well, tell that husband of yours I'll see him Friday straight after work.
I'll do that. I hope to see you soon, John.
You too. Bye.
Bye.
3. Chantal, Harriet, Patrick and Teresa.
Good morning, Wales and Marriott International. Chantal speaking. How can I help you?
Hello, could I speak to Patrick Doyle, please?
I'm afraid his line's busy. Would you like to hold?
Yes, please.
It's ringing for you now.
Thank you.
Hello, Patrick Doyle's office. Teresa speaking.
Hello, can I speak to Patrick Doyle, please?
Who's speaking, please?
This is Harriet Smith from Digby and Moss Associates.
Oh, good morning, Miss Smith. I'll put you through immediately.
Thank you.
It's Harriet Smith on the line for you, Patrick.
Harriet, good to hear from you. Are you back from that conference in New York?
Yes, and I wondered whether you'd spoken to me.
4. Teresa and Emma.
Hello, Patrick Doyle's office.
Hi, Teresa, it's Emma.
Oh, hello, Mrs. Doyle.
Can I speak to Patrick, please?
Oh, I'm afraid he has someone with him at the moment, Mrs. Doyle. Is it urgent? Do you want me to interrupt him?
No, it's not urgent. It can wait until this evening. I've got a meeting myself in a few minutes. Just tell him I rang and I'll see him this evening at home.
Will do. I hope there isn't a problem.
No, not a problem. Good news, actually. Bye, Teresa.
Oh, bye, Mrs. Doyle.